They pick his body up and head off to the village to start some of their preparations. Anoka flies up in the air and says he's going to scout around and go to the village. He'll be back. He's the messenger. He's going to bring back word to the village of things that have happened. If there's anything or anybody in particular you want me to speak to while I'm at the village, or anything you want me to do while I'm at the village, I will be back as soon as I make a report. Then he nods and flies off towards the village. Go away. Callum, are you skinning the alpha? Is that, am I correct in?
No.
No. Okay. Right. Good. We're gonna stuff
him.
them. Sorry.
It's just my responsibility of I made a mistake. So
Gotcha.
I wanted to kill the alpha, make the rest of the wolves go away. I'm finishing the skinning and taming process of the one that I wanted to befriend.
Okay. Gotcha. Old man. All right. Kiwi. All right. So you take off your winter. Since it's a potion, it's going to last the 4 hours, whether you wanted it to or not, unless somebody dispels it, which is a slightly higher level spell. I don't know if you would want anybody to dispel that, but in this form, at least you'd have a strict.
You've been hanging around long enough that would have gone away, but I guess not.
Yeah. I just want, I didn't know exactly what you wanted to do right after the battle, and then we can, go from there. So there are 13 winter wolves that are lying on the ground. And you do have a few people here. Western, Bella, Forrest is here, and the Green Dragonborn are not here. But I forgot to. They scattered off, and also the unnamed Elven Archer is here. The two Trap Brothers did not come back, and it has been a few minutes at least, and nothing, has been seen of them. I think Maxie and I can't remember if he said Necra, if y'all were scouting around earlier. I couldn't remember if she said something like that.
It was
ball bearings, but
that's what it was. I know you were doing something. Got it.
It was the one that just left to the village. Maxie and Anoka were scouting the area to make sure the Greens were leaving.
Gotcha. So after a few, 15 minutes or so, it takes them to head off, at a good steady pace. They are not running, but they're not like taking their time, like, hey, we're leaving. They get up and they leave. Excuse me. So it gives Anoka enough time to fly around, follow them, and Max enough time for her to move about and make sure that the coast is clear from other as well. They come back after about 15 minutes, and then Anoka does say that he's going to leave. He followed the sumac until they got to far enough off where he figured that they were headed out that way, so that he came back. So So he followed them probably good 10-minute mark jog, and then came back. It would take him shorter to move. Maxie says she couldn't find the Trap Brothers, and that most of the other wolves have headed towards the mountains. She said she saw close to a dozen headed off to the mountain, but that you did see a few kind of head off to the south. Excuse me, not exactly towards the village, but in that general direction. If they headed, due south, they would pass up the village. So, jeez. But they were wounded as well, so it didn't seem like they're trying to attack the village, but they're not headed off towards the mountains like the majority of the pack. So, might be some kind of split or something. She didn't know. What do y'all want to do? Kellum, you said you're finishing up the old man, the old winter wolf, the betrayer of your trust.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else for the rest of you guys?
I'd like to talk to Kellum.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna lie down this hill.
All right. Banthor heads off the plateau and slides down the hill. There was some healing, I think, that we had done earlier, or was there not? I forgot. If I said that we. Go ahead.
No, we didn't.
Okay. So Lestrin and Orist each have 4 healing potions. And if anybody needs a healing potion, they'll hand those out. They're the greater, which is the 1 step up, or just I forgot.
Yeah. Pointy.
Yeah. They're 4 of the greater healing potions. They won't give it to you unless you need it.
Let me see. No, I'm good.
All right, go ahead,
I'm a
Banthor.
little wounded, but I feel that it doesn't necessitate using a potion.
Okay. All right.
I'll let him keep it.
I'm good.
Okay. Alrighty. Go ahead, Banthor.
So, Kellum, did the tree offer you that power to grow?
No, that was a potion that we picked up quite some time ago.
Oh, a potion. Do you still have the bottle by any chance?
It's over there by the tree where I drank it, probably.
I would like to take a look at that. You'll excuse me. I'm gonna take a gander over there.
Sure.
And thank you.
Backwards engineer, reverse engineer.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go over to that tree and.
All right. Give me a simple perception, and then I'm gonna roll a percentage. See if it survives. 48. Okay. Where you at? 24? Okay, you find it. It has been stomped on, so there might be some contaminant inside of it. But you find the vial. It's a little small vial. It's kind of stomped into the ground. You pull it out, and you're like, oh, there's a little dirt in there. Okay, well, there's still a little drop. I see some liquid.
Here's a little whiff before it all dissipates and all that.
Okay, all right.
Just inspect it and get just as much information as I can from what I'm seeing in it.
Okay. I guess that would be an arcane, or yeah. Yeah, that would be good. Use arcane to see. That's why. 11. You said 11?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. Alrighty. Well, you get the base components, which are stuff that you probably figure, but there's something in particular about this potion that it needs that you're not sure what what it's going to call for. You could try to save it and see if you can, maybe at the workstation, get a better grasp of what that is. But right now, you don't know what that special thing is that you need for it.
I'll pocket that and do my best to seal it well and put it in my backpack.
Okay.
And I will rejoin the rest of the party.
Okay. Lestrin and Orist are looking at some of the wolves that they killed in particular. Looking to, either pull some fangs or, Lestrin's like, could go for a few tails. That would be interesting. And he, goes around and actually chops off about 7 different tails and, starts putting them together, like he's going to make either a head or headpiece or something like that. So he's just weaving them all together. And just, while he's doing that, just kind of keeping an eye out, sitting on this rock over here. And like I said, these guys had left, but they're fallen. Sarabella,
Sure.
go ahead.
Ashra, I just want to see who she could talk to about harvesting the wolves.
Okay.
Since they're going ahead and collecting tails,
Right.
she'd ask if they could go ahead and just could they collect the dead wolves and we can get the pelts, the fangs, all of that. Make use of the fall.
Okay. I say, it easily gather them up into like 2 different little piles here. And we can collect the fangs easily. The pelts would take some time.
Right. The pelts would be good to make durable, weather-resistant cloaks or, clothing. So.
Definitely, we'd have the leather workers busy for quite some time here with all these pelts. So the Orist and Western will stop what he's doing, and he's like, okay, yeah. I guess doing, yeah. Because he's just kind of concerned about what he's kind of doing, and he's like, oh yeah, I guess we could do that. And he'll hop down off the rock and, help. The Elven Archer, she doesn't talk, and she's just hanging out. She looks at, y'all picking up the corpses or and maybe getting a few fangs and things like that. She doesn't look like she's disgusted or anything, but she's just not taking part in it. She's keeping an eye out, always vigilant. Necro, you've picked up your ball bearings. It takes quite a bit of time, but you're able to do that. You see Maxie every once in a while. As she's doing a patrol.
seem to recall Maxie dumped out her 1,000 as well.
Yeah, she's just singing around and stuff. So do you just pick up 1,000 or?
Well, I only have a bag big enough to hold 1,000. So one of the times she goes flitting past, I'm like, would you toss me your pouch for an gesture?
Oh, okay, sure. She flits down, nice and cute and such, and hands you the bag, and she goes, "Oh, this helps a little bit." And she hands you a stone, where part of it has been shaved off, and it's nice and shiny. It looks like that part of the stone looks like it's metal. She's like, just wave it around on the ground, and they'll jump on it.
Lodestone. Okay.
Hey, if I would have thought about it, I would have given it to you earlier. This will take like less than half the time.
All right.
And she kind of grins wickedly at you and shoots off and starts doing her patrol again.
Yep.
So you go, now with the lodestone, the magnet, shall we say, and you just go around and pick up those a lot easier. Some of them that might have been lost and that got trampled in the ground, are able to wiggle up a little bit, and you see them and such. So hopefully the second bag won't be too shy. I'll roll percentages, see how many you pick off of it. Okay, so Sarabella helps out a little bit with the getting the claws and such. She's not fangs. She doesn't really want to get into the other part of what's needed to be done to get the pelts and such. She does ask that we at least take one of the wolves for its meat, so we can have a celebration. I don't know if any of the she says some of the more canine individuals would carnivorous individuals might get into the wolf, but we won't have it as the main thing. It will just be there, kind of like a king having a stuck pig and nobody eats the pig. A stuffed pig is just the presentation, the table feature. So more of a show of dominance, more than anything. So there will be a few people that would go and say, grab a hunk of something and bite it off, but nothing, not like everybody. Anyhow, backtracked out a little bit. I'm like, wait a second. Oh no, okay. She does talk to you, Ashra, a little bit. She says, "I appreciate you standing by my side, even though I have this new power. It was still scary when they were in our face." And Banthor and Necra, thank you for being there as well. Because she calls out to you, Kellum, if you're still to the side. And thank you, too. I can still see you. You're kind of tall and dark and handsome over there.
I was about to flick my knife in a salute, but now I'll just turn my back.
Aw, he's broody, too. It's kind of cute.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Anyway, there's no problem, Sarah. A lot's been going on, and there's still lots to do. This is a momentary reprieve before we head back to the Grove, and there's still things that need to be discussed. Especially with the situation with your father passing.
She, has been kind of light, but her eyes, darken when you mention that. Not at you, just, through the memory and such.
I don't mean to cause you any ill will bringing this up, but there's still a hanging cloud over the Grove that we must deal with. We cannot let it dally. Even though we've defended the Grove against outsiders, we still have internal strife that we're going to have to deal with. And you're going to be a target of that strife.
Yeah, she mentions that Denafi had started to call for basically a trial so they can get all the information out. He is doing it in a way that is trying to show my innocence. So he's trying to gather support, and was actually doing that when Bathor came trotting up. And I noticed you had something very interesting with you, but it disappeared quickly. What kind of creature was that? Was that a dryad?
Now, I'm assuming that we've got the lowdown of what happened with her father as she was framed and all that, because the tree didn't tell us too much. But we're kind of conversing, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know what you know. So the tree told you that she assassinated her father and such, or killed her father. And at that time, that was the message that you got at that time. So, and then Necro knows what Necro knows. So.
Right, so yeah, at this point, I'm kind of standoffish, like eyeing her, like trying to get a beat on her.
So let's see. Okay. She looks at you, Banthor, and says, it has very interesting circumstances. The assassin caught me off guard. I just walked in, and there she was. I was standing over my father as he was bleeding out, dead on the floor. You see the storm that I created. During the battle, I was able to use that on the assassin, but it burned the body pretty badly. Somebody said that it was a changeling.
Is the body still there? Or has anyone touched it since you've... or either bodies? She kind of... little twitch.
Grimace, yeah.
Yeah. Is for the father. Has anyone touched either bodies, messed with the location at all since you dealt?
It was in his living room that I ran into them, and they've since placed his body on his bed, and so they have left the other one there in the living room until everything could be taken care of. Some had wanted, the wardens to come back since it was a leadership issue before we did anything. So we are all grateful that you have shown up finally now.
That'll be good. If we can keep that, keep anyone from going or disturbing anything else, we'll be able to see what we can suss out. The less people that interact with it, the more clues we could pick up.
So she does open her bag and pulls out a Chris dagger and says, "This is the weapon that killed my father."
You took the main weapon from the
I pulled it out and, stabbed the assassin a few times.
Oh, you sweet summer child. No, that was out of character. Asher does eye it. This dagger. Can I do a quick? Do I get any magical tingling off of it? Can I do it?
Arcane, yeah.
All right. Nope, that's a 5.
Alright. Anybody else can look at it, to see anything else, it does have some markings and an insignia. The insignia looks like a poisonous toad.
And our level up stuff hasn't kicked in yet, so
correct.
Can't use my new feature yet. So wait.
Okay, well, would investigation, perception?
Perception will give you details about the thing itself. Investigation will give you details about the thing itself. Any knowledge about what the insignia means with either an arcane or a religion would give you some information about what that might be. Cerebel looks at it, and says that somebody said that it might be an insignia from one of the old gods, but nobody knew in particular.
Okay.
Might as well.
Sarah, do you mind if one of us holds on to this?
No. And she, hands it over, offers it.
Yeah. Asher will take it. I don't think it's wise you hold on to the cause of your,
Oh, that's probably a good idea. Yeah. And she, at that point, kind of like looks at it, and hesitates a moment, and then pulls out a scarf and wraps it up, and then hands it over to you, Asha.
Yeah, she takes it. Thank you. Once this is over, we'll return this, and we can decide what you'd like to do with it. But for now, I think it's best if, someone who wasn't there holds on to it.
Western walks up to you, Ashra, and says, "If you don't mind, I will make sure the dagger stays with you."
How's that?
I will keep an eye on you and the dagger.
Oh. Sure. You can... It's kind of strange, but okay.
I do not wish the dagger to be lost. And he kind of looks at you half like he's trying to do you an honor, and half he's trying to make sure that you don't do anything with it. You can kind of see that in his expression. Like, I'm watching you, and I'm watching over you.
Okay.
At the same time.
No. Yeah. She just nods if that's what you wish. Bethor, could you take a look at this and see if there's any magic qualities? Asking for some detect magic.
Of course.
I definitely get that, but you did get a 16 on the check.
Okay. Archon. Okay. You do see that it does have some markings that could be magical in nature, of an arcane nature. It with the 16, you could tell that it definitely has the possibilities of being magic in nature, but you just can't tell in particular anything from that. Bantha, are you using detect magic or?
Yeah, I'll ritual cast it if everybody's good with the 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, you sit down and do your 10 minutes, and we can either continue talking or just wait for that.
He sits down, probably crisscross, and she'll hand it to him so he can focus on it. I'll come back once you're done with that. Ashama is going to go over to that elven archer and speak to her. But if anybody else wants to talk, go ahead.
Okay. Western, when you hand the dagger off to Banthor, basically diverts his attention from you to Banthor. Not that he's standing over his shoulder or anything like that, but he's always kind of keeping an eye on the dagger while he's doing whatever he's doing, messing with the other wolves and such. So, it's kind of like a 60%, perception on the dagger and 40% on, messing with the wolves.
I would like to do a quick investigation on the markings before she goes over.
Okay, alright.
Alright, that's I can't read. I'm also going to use guidance on that too. So, with the D4 on that.
Okay.
Alright, so that's 16 plus 3 and 19 total.
What did you roll?
Supposed to be investigation. Did I not roll them?
Looks like you rolled intimidation.
Oh, they're right next to each other. Okay, hold on. Let me read. I
know your intimidation is like a +4.
it's like a +4. So subtract 3 from that.
Alright. Okay, 19. So the 3 that you rolled for your so 16.
It'll be 16 because of the
right. The add from the guidance. Okay. Okay. So you can see that from your perspective, the Archonic check gives you the nature of the insignia is from a dark god. You just don't remember which. You just know that it's one of the old dark gods. Probably, dealing with either poison or death or decay or something like that. Because you remember the poison toad as being one of an insignia or a symbol used for one of those gods. You just can't remember which.
Alright. I look over towards Necro before she walks over to the archer. You might want to ask Maxie, she might know about those insignias. Or
Well,
could get information on it, at least.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
if she floats close enough, sure.
Upon hearing her name, she does come over and, oh, ladies, are you talking about me and my beauty?
And
Of course.
uh,
You're like a ray of sunshine, Maxie.
In the dark clouds. I love it.
and
Ooh.
gesture to the dagger, and
Ooh, that's pretty. Mm. And she gets
anything on there
a
looks
flash of, a flash in her eyes, and she, as she's reaching to grab it, she yanks back and goes, "Oh no!"
She tries to grab it and it's like, Ash is like, oh, Danthor's in the middle of trying to cast a spell with it. Don't interrupt.
I wouldn't touch that if I was told to.
Oh, we just wanted to ask if you recognize the insignia or markings of this deck.
Yeah, I'm not going to say his name, but yeah, that belongs to a death god.
Death god.
Decay, more specifically.
God of decay. You won't say his name. Can you write it?
Sure. And she goes over and writes his name on the ground, quick enough for you to see what it is, and then with her hand waves it away. It goes away. I had written it down. I don't know where it is. His name starts with a B, and I forgot that I was going to be handing over this dagger. So I don't have that his actual name, but she does give me the actual name. Because I'm looking at so my dog didn't eat my paperwork. I poured coffee on it the other day on my table, and without knowing it. So I come back from work, and there's a big puddle of coffee all over my glass table, and my notebook is just barely sitting on the edge of it, and then all my notes and such. Anyhow, so it got destroyed along with a few passwords that I just set up recently. So I had to go and do that too. Anyhow, I swear my dog ate it. I swear my dog ate it. I swear. But
dog. I spilled something on it, so I couldn't turn it in.
Yeah, my son was actually aggravated with me because we had just set up the Steam account to get Fantasy Grounds and such. So I had to redo the passwords because he's been using it, and then he went to go use it again yesterday, and he's like, I can't get into Steam, and running around like a mad man with a head cut off. To the point where my wife calls me at work and goes, what the hell's happening? So I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. And that got destroyed, so you're going to have to do this. So yeah, it actually, was an initiative. So anyhow, a god of decay, his name starts with a B, and she writes it in the sand. Use a little fairy magic and flits. Pushes the sand away, and says, okay, that's his name. I'm not going to say his name. I don't like his name. You shouldn't say his name. Just, and with that, when she writes the name and removes it from the ground, Cerebella goes, wait a second, that was the name of the demon that came and attacked our village. He said that he was a champion for that god. So,
maybe they're still trying to erase the village. Anywho,
after a while,
It's the village anyway.
with that a little bit of knowledge, that you did know that the demon that attacked the village, the grove, right before your timeline, was a god of decay, and that right before it showed up, a lot of poisonous, large poisonous toads kind of invaded the area for a little while, and then this demon showed up. So they think that the toads might be like messengers or scouts, and you just had a toad recently in your area. There might have been more. But one toad wasn't enough to put anybody at alarm and stuff, and that's all that y'all found recently. Banthor, you do your 10-minute ritual. You look down at the dagger and you see that it is, in fact, imbued with magic. It has basically as a divination and necrotic. You've seen a combo kind of like this before, but not exactly like this. Using with the clouds that were at Necro's temple, they used kind of enchantment and divination to find their targets. In a similar fashion, there's been a divination spell put upon this, kind of like a tracking spell, and it seems to be pointing towards Cerebella, like a little silver cord almost. That is attached from the dagger to Cerebella.
So,
and then the necrotic nature is it does decay, have necrotic damage. Excuse me.
relay that to the party.
Okay.
It does take a tuning to attune to it. It is basically a +2 dagger, Chris dagger. Though it is cursed, you just don't know what type of curse. So anybody that it would attune to it would get its abilities and be cursed.
Right.
Use at your own discretion.
Oh dang it! I got muted. I was over here talking, and when Banthor looks at Sarah, does he see the same type of beside the silver thread? Does he see the same type of magic radiating off of her as the dagger? Seeing
yeah,
if she got attuned to it.
No.
Okay.
It doesn't. Yeah, it's not showing that she's attuned to the weapon. It's showing that the weapon is guiding,
Right.
basically, trail towards her.
All right. Okay, just seeing. Because some items, like, they just, like, once you grab them or once you use it, it, like, tries to attune itself to you. Especially curse items.
Mhm.
Alright, so that's good. Ashura is gonna, like, hold her hand out for the blade back, because I don't think Banthor would probably want to hold on to something like that. So.
Well, it's on the ground. I am not touching that thing.
Alright, well. Make sure
Actually,
it's still wrapped up in yes,
Okay.
go ahead.
look at Sarabella and then the I presume him.
Forest.
Yeah. Do we actually want to keep this, or
This
for
is.
the time being?
I would like for us to hold. This is a key item. Obviously, this is the weapon that was used in both deaths. And this. If what Banthor says, this is leading back to Sarah. This gives me more questions, and this is a key item.
Yeah. Well, still, I gesture to one of the rocks. It was like, if we didn't want to keep hold of it, place it on that and swing the hammer.
The answer is not to always destroy everything we come across.
No, it's not, but if this is actually that bad a thing, well, might want to get rid of it.
Well, I understand that, but once we've solved this mystery debacle, we can decide on that. But for the time being,
well, of course, we could have made other choices before, and we'd have a way to get rid of this when we need to, anyways. And it would empower the tree.
Well, she looks around, saying, "I want to keep that down." And that's still an option, just not right now. Something to think about for the future. Ash is going to tuck that dagger into her pocket like a waistband.
Okay.
Caleb will wrap up from where he's at, talking over his shoulder with his back still turned to the rise there. At what point is something so dangerous that you would deem it should be destroyed? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Muted?
No, I heard you.
I don't know if anybody's do we want to touch that one?
No, Ashura is pointedly not answering.
You have a tendency, Ashura, to want to hold on to dangerous things.
And you have a tendency to think that you know best. And we see where that has led us, haven't we?
This was not a consequence of me thinking I knew what was best. This is a consequence of me trusting somebody.
Alright. Whatever you have to tell yourself.
It's the truth. Tell me how this is a consequence of me thinking I knew what was best.
We thought it was best to bring that back to our home before discussing with anyone. Oh, because you trusted.
Called back. I had not brought it back. I was called back by the tree. It was with me.
You decided to bring it back instead of leaving it somewhere way outside the grove. See, we didn't do the tree called you, not you and it.
Oh, so you were there standing with me when the tree called.
And yet you still could have.
No, listen.
You still.
Unless you were standing there with me, you don't know. The tree
Yeah.
came, called. The wolf even understood what the tree was asking me to do. The wolf interpreted. I had no reason to think that the tree didn't want me to bring the wolf with me.
Yeah, that's the problem. You didn't think. And with that, she turns, and she's going to head towards the archer now.
Yeah, and someone's not thinking about the consequences of keeping this powerful, evil weapon with them.
So Ashra, the player, we good?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we're good.
Okay. So you're just in character, yes?
Yes. This is character.
Okay. Just want to make sure that, before anything silly gets, in the background, I just want to make sure that we all know this is just in character. All right, cool. Right. Because we had talked about that. That's okay. Let's not kill each other.
No. This is all in game. We're
We
good.
won't kill each other in real, but there might have to be. I mean, several, 100 sessions from now, Asher and Kellen may have to have a fight.
That might
many sessions away.
I know.
That might be a
We're-
final showdown. Somewhere.
Yeah. The final countdown. Sorry.
Anyway,
We're good.
and yeah, kind of as that back and forth happens, kind of look at Banthorn's like, and we keep getting told we're immature.
Who's telling you that you're immature? Tell me who told you that, and I'll go cut them.
And I kind of flick. Well, you're tall enough to see over the cliff, aren't you?
Yeah.
Pretty much. His head, his head should be, right there, so.
And so start flicking fingers towards the huntsman, like, and just most everybody who's 20, 30, 50, 100, 200 years older than we are.
Kellum starts taking names.
About half or more of the village.
Yeah, Kellum's writing down names.
Cerebella does say that, yes, we are the new youth of this nation, so.
Euthanasia.
Yeah, so I had to.
Where's a brick wall when you need one?
There's a bunch of bricks, rocks around here. It could, anyhow. So, she kind of goes back and forth between being, dark about situation and lighthearted when we're not talking about the situation. So she will try to, joke away stuff and things like that to get off of the hard topics sometimes. She's using that, I guess, basically, as a defensive mechanism. She's being very, smiley, unless something is actually brought up in particular. So we, Ashra, you put away the dagger and head over towards the unspoken elf. Western keeps an eye on you now, and continues working on pelting. That being said, there's 8 good pelts, Aura says. The other ones are damaged too much with either fire or blade. But we can, get these. It'll take us about 8 hours or so to collect all of them. Well, it would take me 8 hours if we, had extra hands. We could do it faster. I know Western is helping along. Yeah. Callum, you could get to a point where you could, clean in detail your pelt, and then help with the others. Basically, in your larger form, you'll be able to, because once you take it off, it'll probably go back to its regular size. Once you've taken it off of you, I guess, and put it down to work on it, it's no longer like, something that you're wearing. It will shrink down so you'll be large and you can, work on a smaller area and such. Take you, about a half an hour or so maybe to get all the little bits and pieces off and stuff like that. That final shave where you just get all down to the fat and stuff. When you're tanning. And then you could, go and help with the pelts after that, if y'all want to stay that long. Ashra, so the Necro Banthor, Sarah's not going to help. She'll go around and get fangs, but she's not going to do anything nasty.
Well, after the ball bearings and the discussion it ended, I was going to assist, yes. Okay.
And Banthor, not that you have to. Ashra is going to go talk there. The Necra, Western, Orist, and Kellum are pelting at the moment. And Sarabella is collecting fangs. What do you want to do? Anything in particular? Or just hold for a second?
I'll join Bella and help and just try to offer just a distraction from all the heavy stuff.
Okay.
Maybe show her that I can Eldritch Blast now. Kind of bond with that. I figured out how to do it too.
Okay. So she might go over to and do you think we could do it and pop off their fangs?
Maybe a little tough, but probably a little True Strike magic and see if we can pinpoint them. Let's give it a shot.
Okay. So y'all go around, and True Strike is the cantrip, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right. All right. So so y'all can go around and do that. Forrest pipes up and says, "Start with the ones that aren't too good. Just in case. We don't want you to shatter anything or destroy anything you don't need to. Yeah. Using a blade works good," he says over his shoulder as the two of you walk over to one of the winter wolves that got mangled and try that out. We're going to go over to Ashra just for a second. So Ashra, what do you how do you want to start your conversation, or what are you doing with the nameless one? The unnamed one.
Hi, what's your name?
She looks at you, kind of like how, a child might look at a animal they haven't seen before. Oh, aren't you cute and pretty and interesting looking, and just kind of finally kind of like she looked at you for the first time, actually, getting in your details and such. And then just kind of waves her hand nonchalantly.
All right. Yep. Take it all in. All eyes on me, apparently.
No, she doesn't say anything and just nods.
Not much of a talker.
Western pipes in, and I haven't heard her say a word at all. Ever.
Wow. I haven't seen you around in the village before. Village Grove, whatever.
Right.
Hello.
Excuse me, Western comes over and says, we think she's very old. She sleeps in slumber for many years and then awakens, hunts, eats. She seems to wake up when there's parties about to happen. She likes wine.
Well, does she have a name? Or does she respond to something besides, hey, you Archer?
We usually don't address her. But some of the younger children, before they kind of reach, that age of understanding, they sometimes call her L.
L?
Yeah.
Is that what you respond to? She turns to look at her.
She kind of looks at you and has a little flash in her eyes, like, yeah, and then kind of looks away off into the woods again.
Well, Elle, I thank you for your assistance in this situation. I was watching and admiring your skills, actually wondering if I could ask a favor of you.
She turns her head to you and kind of narrows her eyes.
If it doesn't interrupt your daily activities, I was wondering if you would be willing to teach me how to shoot.
She, her eyes, lose her narrow gaze, she's like, and kind of, sits back a little bit, like, consider, she's looking at you and she's like, okay.
I can tell that you're very skilled and trained. It'd be better to learn from a master than someone else.
She reaches out and kind of grabs your arm and shakes it a little bit.
Okay.
Like, kind of testing your strength, see how much muscle, and she kind of gives a little smirk as she's like kind of just waggling your arm. What's your strength?
Strength is a negative.
Okay, alright. She just kind of looks at you like...
Yeah, it's an 8. But hey, archery goes off dex. That's not strength.
Well, she pulls a bow off, and you haven't really seen a bow like this. It has multiple strings on it, and has pulleys and such. And she pulls it back. You can tell. You can see the muscles on her arm just bulge out, and she slowly, she doesn't dry fire it. She just slowly pulls it, sets it back, and then hands it over, and has this big smile on her face, like, and just hands over her bow. The bow itself is probably, 15 pounds, which is really heavy.
Yeah, first she was kind of watching her, and she was like impressed with seeing the muscles bulge. She's like, "Wow, okay." And then she's like, "Oh, all right." She tries to take. You know when you think something's light and then you hold it and she's like, okay, all right, wasn't prepared for that.
Yeah. So you go to pull the string, the bowstring, and you're like trying to figure out which one to use, and she points to the one that has like a little red mark on it, and you start to pull that back, and it has a 120-pound pull on it.
Jeez. All right, what was that? You want me to try to roll a strength?
Yeah, I don't even think you have the ability to do that. I really don't even think you have the ability with an 8 to pull a 120. You can try. If you want to roll athletics, would your negative one there?
With my negative one? Sure, why not?
Alright. Hey, so you're able to pull it, but your muscles just give out. You know, like you get a good way, you know, and stuff, but you just can't get that full extension.
Right.
And you know,
probably like she's probably like not expecting Ash to be able to even like maybe just wiggle it a bit. But she actually like pulls it just a bit back before she can't anymore.
And she gives a little grin and a nod. I was like, okay. And, politely gestures for her bow back and such.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, she hands it back. I may not be ready for one of those, but maybe with your teaching, a standard bow would work?
She looks over at Western and kind of gestures for his bow. He offers it up to her, and then she hands it over to you. It's a light bow made out of like a hard a wood, like an ash.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Am I trying that one too?
She hands you an arrow and points over to a large tree.
Okay. Strength or dex with this one?
You can roll dex on this one. Do you have? Let's see.
Oh, that's a 9. Yeah, I don't have proficiency.
Yeah, you don't have proficiency. Okay, alright.
Yeah, that's why I'm wanting the teaching to get the proficiency.
Gotcha. Alright. She did point over kind of where Kellum was. So you just instinctively just and with an 83 on the percentile, it's slow enough that Kellum, what's your perception?
Passive is 13.
13? Okay. Alright. You hear something whistling over you, towards you, as you hear somebody say, "Oh no." Give me a dex saving throw.
Oh boy.
Man.
That's a
Okay.
one.
Alrighty. You're like, huh? And you just instinctively just kind of move your head and your shoulders as the arrow kind of slowly goes whizzing past you. And you look up, and Ashura has a bow in her hand, and the elf lady is standing there and is kind of pointing. It looked to Ashura that she was pointing at a tree, but she's pointing straight at you, Kellum. You know, you could tell that the elf lady was pointing at you, not the tree. And Western just kind of giggles as you see him standing there as well.
Ash kind of gives her the side eye. Like,
And she shrugs her shoulders and looks at Kellum.
I
What are you
shrug
gonna
my
do?
shoulders as well. I won't even say what's going through his head. He'll just turn back around to his work.
She grins down at you, Ashra. Takes the bow and hands it back to Western. And she sighs for a moment and looks at you. And she hands you an arrow that does not have a tip on it.
okay,
It's blunted.
all right.
And she hands you an arrow.
Oh, what do I do with this?
She starts to kind of like look around you, your person. Do you have a wineskin or water
Yeah,
or wine or anything?
water skin.
She kind of, without asking, of course, because she can't, but not even gesturing, just kind of like takes it off of you, pops it open, sniffs of it, drinks it a little bit, and kind of like, is it just water?
Yeah, it's just water.
And she kind of turns her nose, puts the top back, and just kind of like hands it to you. Looks around you to see if you have anything else like that on you.
Looking for actual wine. I mean, she's like, okay. She pulls out a flask.
Okay. And she looks at it and looks at you, kind of quickly, not snatches it, but grabs it and turns it up. Is it like a whiskey or like a hard liquor or something like that, or is it a wine?
Yeah, it's not a whiskey. It's when we well, it was like towards the beginning when we got those drinks from the elder.
Okay.
So yeah,
It's
it's that.
Okay. Her eyes light up, and she kind of if you're offered water, you drink the water, kind of thing, and she goot, 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 and then and she like right before the end of it, she kind of realizes and quickly hands it back to you. Snatches it back, puts the top back on it, and gives it back to you. Like you can feel that there's like a shot maybe left in it,
I just shake it and I just hand it back to her, just gesture for to just finish it. Just go ahead.
She looks down at it, doesn't even look at you, and just and takes the and puts it back on, and then with a large smile on her face, hands the flask back to you. And then she hands you another blunted arrow.
All right.
Kind of nods with a nice little buzz, nod.
So, is that a yes?
She looks at you and just nods.
Great. I do appreciate it. I'll try not to let you down. I'll try to get some more. She'll shake the flask. I'll try to get some more of this.
And she looks at you, and you can definitely tell that she's got a little bit of a buzz now, and she's just, well, she doesn't hum, excuse me, but as if,
yeah, it's just the look.
Yeah, the look, like, yeah.
All right. Is there a place I could meet you for training or something?
She looks down at you, and you can see that her eyes are heavy now.
Yeah, try to keep her focused before she gets out. Like, let me get this before she passes out, or just.
No, she's not swaying or anything. She's just standing still, like she, but you can see it in her face. But, these they're taking their toll. They're doing what the intended was. And she She
She's
kind of
getting rosy.
Yeah, and she holds up a finger. It waves a little bit, and then she reaches down, kind of stumbling this time, and gets another arrow and hands it to you. This one has a tip on it, and she looks at it, shakes her head, takes it back, and gives you another one that doesn't have a tip, and it just kind of pats you on the shoulder, and turns and looks out into the woods again.
Oh, okay. I will try to find you later. Swooshy.
She doesn't do anything. She just kind of stands there.
Yeah, she. All right, I'm gonna let you be now. Just awkwardly starts stepping backwards. Then she turns around. Okay, that's weird. She'll pack the blunt arrows in her bag.
Are you looking to pick up the weapon proficiency?
Yeah, I wanted to get the weapon proficiency for longbows at least.
Gotcha. All right.
Don't have to go from the book. Anyways, so.
Well, her proficiency with the bow is probably higher than your proficiency, which would take less time for her to teach Ashura.
Well, yeah, I imagine weapon mastery, if that's still a thing, is what she's got, so, yeah.
Well, proficiency, just the general proficiency of your teacher helps with, leveling up anything, learning something. So the higher the proficiency of the individual, the less time it takes for you to learn said skill or class. So for Ashura, going to her, actually, would be advantageous, especially since Ashura has a lot of downtime things that she wants to do anyhow. So.
Yeah. But, hey, I said before I had to get things in motion. I know there's a lot of things to do.
So, there's plans within plans.
Yeah. This is just one thing in motion. I had to get the process started somehow.
Yeah, I didn't ask you what that was. We need to talk about that. But anyhow, that's another discussion. So y'all spend another hour or so with the 1, 2, 3, 4 of you. Okay, so that would cut the time in half to 4 hours. Kellum, you being a little bit larger state, able to work a little bit more efficiently. So we'll mark you as 1.5 for hour man hours. So you get a little bit more than half of the pelts. So 5 and something of the 8. When Anoka comes back and states that there has been some chaos of the grove. Some of the wolves that we didn't meet here did go to were able to finally meet up at get through the defenses of the grove, causing a little chaos. And seems that some people have been taking advantage of it.
Oh, great.
And some of the, interestingly enough, some of the Sealy Court ran off to Nasty.
They ran off to Nasty?
Yeah, they threw him out of the grove.
Who was that one again? What's the Nasty?
He's the head Sealy
Mentor's teacher, and he's the light arch druid. So, yeah, that's kind of difficult.
They ran him off. Oh.
Yeah. So some of them confronted him, and instead of fighting them, he ran away. So they chased after him and ran him out of the grove.
He's like almost an arch druid, so he definitely could have fought. So,
I'm gonna find out which ones chased him out and round them up. I still got how many hours left on this giant?
At least 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna round them up. I'm taking all the rope I see. Anybody out here that has rope, I'm grabbing it from their packs, and if they don't tell them why. I'm hog-tying some traders.
We're gonna go find out what's going on and hog-tie some people.
Why they ran him off? Like, what was the issue?
He says he doesn't know. He doesn't know who ran him off either. He just found out, this information. Also, it seems that your little friend, he looks at you, Banthor. Some kind of dryad spirit is at the tree, and such. So, she looks pretty interesting.
Do you know which way the Nappy went to?
They chased him off to the west.
I need to find them. Find out what happened. I think it's time we return to the grove and see what's going on. Arthur is going to start heading towards the grove.
Okay. Orest and Western definitely are, they finish up what they're doing. We could either come back for the rest of these or leave them for the vultures. But let's take what we have and head into town. With that, Western gives you, Kellum, the rope that he has on him, so it's another 50 feet.
Okay.
I'm not a member of the Sealy Court, but I definitely understand wanting to find out and take care of your own. So he hands you over the rope.
I appreciate it. I'll return it, or I return this one in good order, or a new one.
As you know, it is nothing important. It is just a rope. You do notice that it's a nice, well-made hemp rope. Can hold, a lot of weight and such. So it's not just a good rope, and not just a rope. It's a good rope. Not magical or anything. Just a good rope. So everybody basically gathers their things. Ashra, you notice that the L no longer looks like she's buzzing hard, but just has a solemn, face on her, not really looking at anything. As if she kind of just looks through everybody and looks at the environment.
Right.
So when she was looking at you for the first time, she probably was looking at you for the first time.
Yeah, Archer kind of give her a curious glance, kind of cocks the head as if she's studying her too. Like, she's just thinking to herself, like, yeah, there's something about you.
Yeah, she doesn't really seem to, notice you're, looking at her or paying her any attention or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all have, we'll just say you have 6 pelts. So you've got most of them. And you have the fangs from 11 of the wolves.
Okay. 6 pelts, 11 fangs. Is that 11 sets? Of
Sets.
fangs?
Sets. Yes. I was going to make that distinction.
Okay. So back to the village.
Back to where we once belonged. Get back. So you make haste towards the village. The grove. You're not far outside of the protected zone where basically the outside defense is that there is a kind of like a maze spell cast upon the area. It's quite large, and outsiders have problems finding their direction when they're here. They're led towards the outside. So if they come in on one place, they're kind of pushed slightly out, and away from the grove. And then the inner defense is that the grove itself, the village itself, and the tree is obscured in illusions. You get to the outside area of the grove where you know that the maze spell begins, and it doesn't affect you because you're part of the village. You've been adapted into this protection. Though you always kind of notice a feeling when you pass through this invisible kind of barrier. You don't notice that feeling when you pass through this time. You know you're in the area. Necker, you definitely know, okay, we should be within the hunting grounds. And Banthor, that normal feeling that you would have in the back of your head, like, oh, okay, I'm in the grove. It's not the same. Like, yeah, I'm in the grove. I have contact with the tree. But that other thing, that other hum that's always been there is not there anymore. And you recognize that the protection of the outer grove is not there. Orest, who's lived here his whole life, shakes his head and has looked very grim, but doesn't say anything, and kind of picks up his pace and marches faster.
I'm gonna follow suit.
As you get a little bit further into the grove itself, you hear the piping, the yaps of the white fox. You see him, Necra, in the far distance, and he seems to be encouraging you to move towards the grove. Not that you're not doing that as it is, but it does have maybe a sense of urgency and such with him.
Yeah.
He doesn't normally come out to address things, so the importance of it isn't lost on you. Kind of a hurry up and a warning. The message you receive to be wary. As you approach the village, you do sense that the illusionary magic that protects the village is still there. You can kind of see the edges of it in your periphery of vision as it shakes and shimmers the village, but you see through it easily. But you can still tell that it's up and working. When you get a little closer, you can see that the tree has sprouted many limbs, and standing on top is a green creature. It might be egg, but it's bigger. Where egg was maybe 1.5 feet or so tall, maybe 2 feet or so, small little critter with little tiny legs and bean sprouts kind of coming out of his head. Seems to be a much larger, getting closer to 4 foot tall individual with clearly female features. She's has her arms stretched out and vines are wrapped around her, and you see the timber wolf in the tree on one of the limbs as well, kind of just sitting and being attentive to this creature. I'm going to put you on the battle map here. I've just enlarged the token. Do you see the token there in the middle?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's not as large as the creature is. It's medium size. So, boop, there we go. But I just wanted to make it larger so you could see it. Basically, could be egg, but you're not 100% sure. You have started coming to the grove's center, the village's center, and Maxie shoots off to this building to the side and kind of takes cover on the roof and the little niches in the shadow there. Necker, you can see that she looks at you and points to the far side of the tree. And as you kind of put your perception that way, you can see on the other side of the tree, in the tree, is Farien, the Unseelie head druid.
Yes.
Yep.
Wow.
And she is in the tree. I'm going to shrink her down. And
Hag's up in the tree. Is she chasing the dryad, or?
she is. It looks like she has just entered into the tree and is creeping up through the vines, through the limbs and such. When you notice, and the Timberwolf seems to notice as well, and directs his attention aggressively, kind of growls in a way towards Farien. And you could hear Farien hackle and cackle as she's realized that she is discovered and such. "Ah, what pretty!" she says. Y'all just basically get to the edge of the map here. What would y'all like to do, or anything, as you see these different things unfolding? There's nobody else around. There's no bodies laying on the ground, but you do see a few areas where there have been some scuffles. Callum, you will notice, especially with your a little bit advance of height, you can kind of look down on the area a little bit. And you might see a little blood here and there, but nothing serious where like anybody bled out.
I'm going to start following, if I can find any blood trails, I'm going to start trying to follow them around. And, I'm still kind of on the hunt for those that ran out the Archdruid. I'm going to keep an eye on her as well, just to be like, see what she's doing. I'm going to let the rest of the party kind of deal with her directly, though, as far as the talk goes.
It doesn't seem that Farian has noticed the group yet. Kellum, you can, I guess, over here you would notice that there would be some area where there seems to be a scuffle, and possibly like going into the building that's right above you. The village elder's house and Sarah's house is to the south. It's this L-shaped building that's way over on the other side there. It's just to the south of the map. It's kind of turned differently. But anyway. And the building that you're at, Kellum, actually is the workshop where the Denathi spends a lot of his time. So that would actually, okay. The rest of the group, as Kellum starts to come over to that building, what do y'all like to do, if anything?
Do we all notice her up in the tree? Eyeing Egg? What's her name? Yeah. Or is that just Necro?
Necro definitely noticed it, because watching Maxie shoot over that way and just their communication. Banthor. Well, let's see. I think Banthor, with your perception, you got it. Yeah, yeah. Banthor would notice. Asha, you would need to.
Probably not.
Yeah, you would notice.
So, but she knows Egg though, right? Egg
yeah. Well,
sitting out there.
You can see that. You're like, is that Egg? Well, she is grown. She kind of looks like a tween.
Right, yeah. So unsure whether she notices the other one stalking. She's gonna go over and look up and like, Egg? Is that you?
Good. So as you walk, come up closer to the tree, Sarabella is gonna walk up a little bit with you as well. There we go. Western will be right behind you.
Man, is he just gonna keep following me?
Yeah, he's definitely gonna keep following you.
Okay. So at some point, he's gonna have to go away. Right. I don't need anybody trying to follow me to the bathroom. Like.
What's that, Necra? Did you say something?
As we were coming up and noticed it, I would have said about the hag has taken an unhealthy interest in your little friend.
As the dryad sees you approach, some of the vines kind of release off of her and kind of go back into the tree. Though some of them are still like wrapped around her legs as she stands here. She looks down at you and goes, we have grown together. And she gestures down to the tree.
Interesting. Wow, you've gotten bigger from that. How are you feeling?
Oh, invigorated. I have grown so much. I see things
Yeah.
differently. And I
Yes.
think differently.
The tree has blessed you and granted you safety in this grove. And she's saying that loud enough for the stalker to hear.
Finally, you have arrived, and she kind of quickly moves through the tree on eerie arms and grabbing. They seem to be longer than they should be, and is able to move through the tree quickly and come around the side. She looks at Sarabella, and Sarah gets you can hear a gasp come from her as their eyes meet, and basically all of you can feel Farian's intent, a murderous intent towards Sarabella.
Ash takes a step in front of Sarah and locks eyes with her. Not Sarah, the
Farian.
hag.
Yeah.
Locks eyes. It just kind of one of those no, you can't have her.
Would Kellum feel this as well?
Even looking down and looking at the area, the L is actually kind of moved up beside you and is doing the same thing, and both of you whip your heads around as y'all feel the intent come off of her.
Kellum will also step forward side by side with Ashura, hand on his weapons, staring down the hag.
Okay. I see you've brought your little wardens with you. They have finally arrived. After all this chaos, we need order. And you do not bring it, Sarah. I will bring order.
You're not for the order, you're for death and destruction. Do try and remember your own way.
Death and destruction is just a tool that we use to keep the order.
Death and destruction is not a tool to be used to keep order. It is a tool to be used to defend oneself from those that would use it as a tool to control.
Bad timing. So who's the midget?
He's part of the neutral, somewhat Sealy court. And as he hears Kellum's words, he comes out of hiding and stands next to Kellum. Grimp, the blacksmith, hearing Farian's words, comes and stands near her with his battle axe in hand.
Kellum will turn to Ashura. Shall you intimidate them, or shall I?
She looks back. You want to bring order to this grove by trying to take advantage of the chaos that is wrought. You're no better than the ones that tried to attack us from the outside. Stand down. Know your place.
One of the village elders, so...
Oh yeah, she knows.
She knows.
She does not care.
She knows.
You may be an elder, but the tree is number one in this village. You do anything to seek to harm it or what it deems to be here, then you are an enemy of the Grove.
Me and the tree, we will have many conversations. Once you have been removed, it seems the little witch has deceived you all. She's the one who killed her father, not some outsider.
Alright, at that point, I step forward and say, it's interesting how easy it is to fake something like that and disguise self. Look exactly like Sarah.
Okay. Where do you get this ability?
This was part of the level up.
Okay. So is
Gloomstalker spell.
Oh, okay. So it's a spell. Okay, that's that's what I should have said. What's the is it? Yeah. Okay. All right. So you show that you can easily disguise yourself, and you hear from this building near you where Orist is, a kind of a gasp. And, oh, she could do many things. Maybe it might have been something else. And old man kind of comes out of his house and leaves the door open, and y'all can see that there's some other people inside as well. But he comes out. He's one of the vineyards, and he's got this pruning sickle that he uses, and he's got it in his hand. It is quite ornate and flashes when he pulls it out.
Asha looks up at her again. You're quick to throw accusations and again try to take advantage to push your own agenda. But if you really cared, you would try to figure out the truth.
And why is it that you insist on saying Sarah did it when you know there are two bodies and seems to be somebody else missing in the village?
There's a lot that's happened since we've been gone and returned, and yet your only concern is trying to immediately take control. You know that if Sarah Bell here is found innocent, she would be one that would be able to take leadership if she so choose to do. Works.
She is weak, and I believe her to be corrupt. I believe she killed her father.
Oh, well, corruption would recognize corruption, wouldn't it?
And she hisses at you when you say that. Grimp's eldest son comes and stands beside him with his pole arm. And let's see. And also in the darkness of this house over here, one of the Unseelie Court members appears. It's kind of like a ape creature of sorts. She hisses at you and says that the Seelie Court is not a court of corruption. It is just we are willing to use extreme measures to ensure our safety and yours as well. Except for her, if you stand in front, if you stand in front of her, then you are siding with her. And
She is the Sealy Court. The Unseelie Court has no more authority than the Sealy. If you stand against her, you stand against the whole Sealy Court.
Well, and I point out, you guys do remember that the tree has been speaking to Sarabella, and right then I dropped the spell, the entirety of her life, right?
It's true. Not only is she Sealy, she is chosen as a warden by the tree itself.
Gormon and a centaur come running into the area from the north. They look a little haggard from battle, with blood spatter on them, but it doesn't seem that they are wounded. Gormon is the defender of the village, self-appointed, but he's basically the highest of the order of hunters. He demands that everyone stop. We will have no more bloodshed today. And he commands Farian, and he looks around and he goes, "You, Orest," because he just came into the situation. He doesn't know exactly what's going on. He says, "Orest and Farian, you must stop this before more bloodshed happens today." Gorman's kind of neutral. He's not in this Sealy or an Unsealy court. Kind of just tries to keep the peace the best way he knows how to with his crossbow. He's deadly accurate, and the crossbow is like a heavy crossbow. It has armor-piercing qualities.
I speak up and say, what this grove needs is balance. You can't have a nature taking and taking and taking without everything dying. We need you just as much as we need Denathi. We need the Unsealy Court just as much as we need the Sealy Court. And I think the reason the tree chose us to be its wardens is because we understand that. We don't have to be enemies. We can all live here and protect each other as long as we're happy with what we have.
The tree has given the Sealy Court too much power. Yes, sometimes things need to die.
Sometimes, yes, but there's a limit.
There's a natural order for things. When lives are taken, that is not balance. And trying to accuse someone in order to tip the scales in your favor is also not a fair balance. Sarabella here deserves to have her fair say. If she is proven guilty of a crime, then we should come together to see what is done. But until it is actually proven, no one can point fingers without fingers being pointed back.
Your words have no meaning here. I am resolved. And when you were talking, Ashra, and currently, as she is talking, from her form that starts to become larger, out of her hair and off of her clothes, 3 large creatures, not this large, I'm just having them large so you can kind of see what they are. 2 wood-like creatures come out of her hair and come into the tree. With her in the tree. There we go. And then a large spider-like creature. At first it comes out and it's small and then grows into a large form. They all come out of her hair or out of her clothing and come onto the tree. And she says, I will show you what power is and what control means. When she says this, the tree shakes and they all fall out of the tree. Except for the large spider who manages to hang on to the tree. The egg, the dryad, laughs and says, "Oh, my John Doe, he doesn't like you here." And I want everybody to roll initiative.
Oh,
Yeah.
So much for no more bloodshed.
Oh, wait a second. Let me clear the initiative tracker. I'm so sorry. I'll clear it, and then we'll keep those. All right.
I can roll again.
Sure. If you, I'll let you roll again if you'd like.
I feel like I might want to roll again. That was a bit low.
Sure.
There we go.
Jane, would you get the same thing?
Yep.
Or Necro, excuse me.
Same player, different character.
I know. Oh, sure. What'd you get?
I'll take 21.
21. All right. You got a 7 plus 7 to your initiative thing for? Good night. And you rolled a 12.
I don't think I've ever rolled anything higher than like a 10 on my initiative. So I'm really glad I grabbed that feat for plus 7.
That's funny. It's such a high initiative, and then I just used your character. That's all.
He's got the alert feat. Adds plus 5 to initiative.
Yeah, that's
I love alert.
fun.
Very.
Alrighty. A few more centaurs you hear coming down the road where Gorman is at. He jumps up on the back of one of the centaurs. And they proceed to no, they're gonna go for they're gonna come forward. Hold on. Alright. I think Gorham's gonna shoot a couple times at Farian with his crossbow. He is, for being a large man, very agile with this crossbow. It seems to move real quick, and he has a pulley system for it. He shoots a couple times at her. It seems to pierce, but into her, but you can't really tell if it's just hitting her clothing or her wild hair that is all over the place. So she doesn't yell or anything, but he hits his target, and he hisses a little bit in frustration. You're not sure if he damaged her or not when he shot at her. Kill him.
I'm still enlarged, right? Got about
Oh yeah, let me.
probably enough to get through this battle.
Yeah.
Remaining.
Mhm.
So as I begin to step forward, I'll turn to the others, like, focus on the hag, kill the source, kill the summons, and then I'll step forward to about there if I can.
Okay. Yeah. If you click on
squares.
Yeah, so I forgot to say, so let's move your character back, and then if you click on your token and then hit, click and hold your token and hit Q, it will give you movement and such.
Okay.
So I'll put you back.
Right, so
Yeah,
Q.
yeah, click and hold your token and then hit Q.
Ah, okay. Got it. Now, see, yeah, I'll go 25. Actually, I'll just do that.
Okay.
Because I'm now going to use Eldritch Blast.
Mm-hmm.
It's 14.
On Farian?
Yeah.
Okay. It hits, and but it looks like it just kind of blew away some of the vines and twigs that are around her. Roll the damage for that. Okay.
4 damage.
So it looks like, this the twigs and junk stuff that she has on her and around her is kind of like an armor almost. You did hit her, but you hit her armor more and broke away some of that. So it seems like she's got this stuff that is around her, kind of protecting her.
Grasp of Hadar. Yeah, Hadar. Grasp of Hadar.
Okay.
10
It
feet.
pulls them 10 feet towards.
Okay. Is there any? Well, you're
Yep.
both the same size.
Nope, it's just, it does it. Doesn't matter size. It just
Oh,
does.
it does it. Okay. Straight to you.
Yeah, if it hits, it pulls them towards 10
Okay.
feet towards.
All right. She hisses as she is pulled closer towards you, and tries to fight it, of course, but well, I guess she can't. That's kind of cool to know. You use something like that with some battleground AOE. That's nice.
Question: would the time that we did skinning the pelts, would that have been like a short rest, maybe?
I don't know. Is there a definition for what short rest?
So, short rest, an hour, usually.
Short rest is a period of downtime of an hour during which character does nothing more than more strenuous than eating, drinking, reading, or tending to wounds. So no, because y'all were hacking away at at these guys, the pelts and such.
All right, so yeah, we're coming into
Okay.
this with none of our abilities refreshed.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It happens sometimes.
At least you have friends. You're not by yourself.
That's my turn.
All right. Well, then you pulled her closer. Definitely not where she wanted to be. You could tell. She was like, ah! She hisses at you when you do that. The spider, before you go, on her back, goes into the tree, and I'm gonna. No, that's the wrong button. Does that roll to the DM? Yes, it does. Okay, good. Okay. All right. I'm gonna look at your passives. Ooh, Necra. Goodness.
This is what I.
Necra with an 18. Okay. Without spending an action to look and see where the spider went to, Necra is the only one who sees where the spider is.
Okay.
So, with your passive perceptions. That being said, Necra, it is your turn.
No. Ash.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah.
Redo the thing. My apologies. Ashra.
Oh shoot. Yeah, I was gonna try to hit that spider.
How did I know? I don't know.
Alright, well. Can't see the spider, don't want to waste a turn trying to look for it, so.
Burn the head.
We're going to. You know what? Yep, we're gonna spiritual hand. As a bonus action, I'm not gonna meta magic it, so just
Okay.
one.
Just one.
One hit. Over to the hag, and it's going to try to slap some sense into it.
Right.
See. Have to remember to hit the third. My third level stuff is on here. 19.
To hit? Is that your to hit? Is that what that is?
Yeah, 19 to hit.
Alright, that hits.
And 7 force damage.
Alright. So you see a little bit more of this outer layer being removed. Oh, crud, I put that in the GM.
Okay. See, like, the hand goes and literally slaps her across the face, and this is not how we handle this.
This is not how we do this.
And, my action, I want to firebolt one of the spiders that drop down from the tree.
Okay. There are, they kind of look like small trents in a way, tree ants.
Tree ants.
Yeah. There's one spider and then the two wooded creatures. So.
Oh. And wood burns.
Well, wood does burn.
I'm gonna try to hit one of those with the firebolt.
Okay. There's one that's close to Feyran and then one that's further off. I guess the one that's closer to you, the party. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, get that one. Okay. So 13.
13 does hit.
Okay. It's gonna roll 2d10, but we don't have the level up yet, so just count one of the d10s.
Got it.
Or do you just want me to roll 1d10?
I'll count the first one. It'll make it easier. Whatever's easiest, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Alright, so the first one. 8.
8.
Fire.
Okay. All right. Fire. Okay.
Yeah, 8 fire.
Right. It strikes the tree creature and burns part of it. And you can see it wailing and moving erratically. It does not like the fire.
I didn't think it would. Alright, that's me. I'm gonna stay next to Sarah
All right.
Give a nod towards Kellum as he's like moving in.
Okay. Let's see. Grimp moves forward, and he's going to not get engaged with Kellum, but he's going to move right in front. Actually, what's the distance between us? Okay. He, with his reach of arm, actually can reach out and attack you, Kellum, with his two-handed battle axe.
Okay.
'An 11 doesn't hit, does it?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. All right.
As he swings and misses, I laugh at him and say, "You couldn't hit the broadside of a barn."
Come here, child. You may be big now, but I'll chop you down to size. Come here, boy. And as he looks over his shoulder, calling his son, who nervously runs forward with his pole arm and attacks you as well.
All right.
Son, like how young son look like? What are we talking? Like teenage or younger?
He's full grown.
Oh,
for a bugbear. But you can see that he's young.
right.
In his eyes and his mannerisms and stuff. So, but he's full grown. I don't know what their lifespans are. It's probably kind of short, but I don't know.
but just like young adult.
Yeah, young adult. Yeah.
Okay.
His firstborn son. So a 19, does it hit?
That does.
Okay, all right. And you take 10 piercing.
All right. Hellish Rebuke.
Haha. All right. Do I need to do anything, or you?
Twice this week.
Oh,
It's
just
a
DC
Dex-
12.
no. It's a dex save.
Dex save.
Oh.
12, yeah.
okay. Yeah, he must.
Fail.
Yeah, it failed. Bugbears can be agile, but he didn't. Yeah, so
I
he
just been
takes the
waiting on
10.
that. It requires that they actually damage you. Because
Right,
somebody
I know.
attacks me, misses, like, oh, can I use it? Can I use it? No, they have to damage me
no.
first.
Damage it.
Yeah.
He yelps out in surprise. He wasn't expecting that at all, to be damaged after he looks at his dad like, what the heck is this? I'm supposed to stick him and he bleeds, not the other way around. What? He's definitely confused, and takes a step back because of this.
I imagine that when casting this, the warden's eyes glow like the warlock's.
Yeah, and you probably do have to, curse them in some sort. So.
But yeah, because in Baldur's Gate 3, it's like you actually point at them when you do the Hellish Rebuke. In that process, I will intentionally make sure he sees the change in my eyes as the power goes towards him, and just smile at him as he burns.
And what kind of damage is it? Is that
fire?
Fire.
Oh, it is fire. Okay, all right. Okay.
It is fire. Ash would like to look at the sun and be like, "You don't want to be a part of this. You can back away." And that can either be intimidating or persuasion, but she's like trying to get be smarter than your dad.
So do you want to roll persuasion, or do you want to roll intimidation?
I mean, they're both the same. I will go for persuasion, though.
Okay, go for it.
Is there something I can do as an assist on that? Since I let my laughing kind of reinforce what Ashura is saying to him.
Okay. The whole experience, yes. You giving him the hellish rebuke and him not, wait, what? And such. So
and trying to persuade, you don't want any more of this.
Gotcha.
You
So you can roll with advantage on your persuasion there.
Sweet.
Don't tick off two frenemies. You don't want them facing you.
My favorite.
Okay, here we go. Dang, 13.
Okay.
Some low rolls. But yeah, 13.
Okay. He is definitely taken aback. Grimp is going to look at him and say, "Stand your ground." So go make him roll again. And he does this time, though, stand his ground. He, for a moment, was going to walk away, but then his father, kind of made him stiffen up. So
Really don't want to. You have much to live for. You really don't want to lose it because of this ridiculousness. And she's looking at like, don't let your father be your downfall.
Let's see if I'm gonna roll. Okay. From the tree, a bunch of vines go down because he's like underneath the tree, and wrap around his arms and his legs and kind of haul him up into the tree. He's dangling and his weapon is on the ground, and still smoldering from the hellish rebuke. He yells, "Ah! Ah! What's happening? The tree's eating me!" Banthor. The tree grabbed that guy. The son, yeah,
Okay.
and such, and yanked him up into the tree. With that, now it is Necro's turn, right? Or did you turn? Yeah, okay.
Alright, well, so since I still see the spider even if it's not on the...
Right.
I'm gonna aim at the spider.
Okay.
And... let's see. Oh, and one of the fun things is first round of combat.
You get to shoot three
actually
times?
Twice.
Two times.
Twice, okay. Alright, go for it. That hits.
Okay.
What's the lighting outside? What time of day is it?
Oh goodness. Yeah. Hold on. 8 damage.
Yeah, go ahead, give us me and Kellen stupid advantage.
What's that light percentage outside?
I got a darkness spell if I need it.
Gotcha. I'm trying to remember now. Okay. So it will be in the afternoon, but not too far in the afternoon. Unless, I can't remember when we started. It was early when we started the other session, though, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So
So it's going to be just after midday, so 2-3 o'clock.
Alright,
so we'll have to take that into account after this, Kellum.
Alright.
Before you were in the trees with the wolves and such, but this is you're like out in the open right now. All right, Necro. I'm sorry. 8 damage and 24 hits. 9 damage. Alright, thank
And
you.
then also because of this,
Woohoo! 7.
Uh,
10 total.
okay.
What was that? So you just roll that once, or
That's
Yeah,
the second attack that I get.
The Dread Ambusher,
okay.
they get an extra D8 damage with that.
Okay.
Dread Ambusher shot.
Per combat.
So let's see, 17 plus 7, 24.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a nice little bit of damage there.
And does that take the spider out of stealth?
No, striking it doesn't take it out of stealth.
No.
But
It would have to attack or something, make itself known.
but that does allow other people to shoot at it with disadvantage, since they know where the general area is.
Okay, so that was attack.
It is. It seems to be moving up on the Timberwolf.
Moving up with the Timberwolf.
Mm-hmm.
Get to there.
Okay.
Right. Can a Timberwolf tell when it? Does it have blind sight?
Yes, I mean it does. It hasn't gone yet, but yeah, we're yeah.
Right.
That's
Okay.
gonna be funny.
Yeah.
Chomp.
Yes. Wait a second. I'm gonna put it. In the tree, but he is restrained. Oh, I can't see his face now. The sun, I put a couple conditions on him, and I'm like, no, I can't see his face. All right. Alrighty. Okay, we got half an hour left. Okay. After Necro goes Banthor.
Forward a little bit, and I'm going to cast Witch Bolt.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You like that Witch Bolt, don't you? You just, yeah.
That's a good spell.
The first person I actually seen that actually likes Witch Bolt.
That's a technically a concentration, right?
Yes.
Oh, definitely. It's a concentration.
Yeah.
It's concentration.
And
It's within 30 feet.
The 19 is the attack roll.
Yes.
Ah, okay, well that hits. Okay. And could you do me a favor? Do you know how to VTT? To cast that up the spell, so I could read it, or I could go to your character sheet.
So
You can.
has to be within 30 feet of the target. It's a ranged attack, ranged spell attack. It hits, it does 1d12 lightning.
Beam of crackling boom towards the creature within range. 1 minute. Okay. All right. Cool.
Ignore that second cast. That was a misclick.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So 10. Okay. I was trying to figure out where the damage is going. You do see it hits her like outer shell of armor that she's got this working around her, but that seems to be dwindling as these pieces of wood and bark and trash are being blasted off of her. But it doesn't seem to be hurting her as such. But it's
getting through her hardness.
Yeah, basically her temporary hit points if you want to go there. It's just a large amount of it. It seems. You've cut through a good bit of it, but there's still at least as much left over. So you've wounded her armor.
And I yell out.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I yell out. Is this your idea of safety? Having a father watch his son get hurt? Stop this.
Every warrior knows its duty is to the cause.
To whose cause? Yours?
My warriors know my cause.
To spread corruption?
As though your warriors.
All I see is you wanting to cause chaos. For no reason.
Kellum, give me a dexterity saving throw as a branch off of her goes flying towards you.
Alright. It's 10.
Oh, no. Ooh, good lord.
Goodness.
17 piercing damage.
Ouch.
Alright, did you see my chat in Discord?
Yeah, so they noticed that you were wounded, and gave you the potion anyhow.
Okay.
You could have. Do you have a bonus action that you had available?
From earlier, yeah. On my last turn.
We could say as you're walking in and you know that there's a battle about to happen, you're like, maybe I should take this anyhow. I didn't get enough time for a short rest. So yeah, you could,
What did I take earlier from the guy? 5?
It was
10. It was 10 and 17. Okay.
Did you get the greater? Because greater is
so
20.
20 for the healing potion.
Alright, so I was at.
So
original.
you just took 17. So you would have 3 left from that 20.
3 left. Alright. Okay. Let's clear that out. There we go. Okay, there we go. Still in bad shape.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
I'll do that as well if
Yeah.
that's all right. Kind of same deal. I was a little wounded, so I'll say I drank it.
Sure, that's fine.
I honestly thought we were going to be getting some rest.
Yeah, my apologies. Not really.
Sorry, not sorry.
You're not going to get rest, really, or I apologize, but I really apologize.
But not really. Well, I did give you potions. I did give you potions, to make up
Yes.
for not being able to rest.
I'm
See,
going to
that's
manage that now. If the GM offers potions, we're not getting rest. Take
You,
the potion.
you always take offered potions.
Well, see,
Never refuse.
it confused me a little bit. It was like, he won't give you the potion if you don't drink it right now. I was like, okay, well,
Right.
then I don't really need to drink it right now because it
He's not going to give it to you as a gift to like, oh, cool, I got, this potion to hang on to. No, he's like, if you need this, take this.
I was like, well,
Yeah.
I don't need it. But now I know.
But now you know. And know
Now
it's
you
at the
know.
battle. G.I. Joe. Okay, all right, sorry.
Yes.
Alright.
Now I know GM is ruthless.
This is what we run into on so,
I mean,
not a total, not a
he
total
has
ruthless.
his moments.
Oh no, I mean he's ruthless, but then when you pull him out of the actual GM role, he gives you some things like this right here. So that's good, but it's like
Yeah.
in the normal course, it's ruthless. Be ready for it.
anywho,
And like, I know this is coming, and it seems that you are not going to take the time to take a short rest or anything like that. So here's some potions. Yes, I'm good.
Or who's next?
yes, Sarah.
We were still on a time limit, so.
Oh, okay. All right, Banthor, that was you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Before Sarah takes her turn, Rayhorn, who is a staunch part of the Unseelie court, runs forward in a dash, and attacks Orist, staying out of Kellum's reach. It seems these two have history as they lock blades and fight each other, almost moving away from the other group to handle their business together and separately. So they're kind of like, yeah, this is our little fight. Y'all stay out of it. We're going to stay out of your way, and y'all stay out of ours. And they start battling each other, nicking and cutting and cursing at each other, trying to get the upper hand. Both of them are good blade masters in their own right. Sarah. And then also before Sarah can move, the Winter Wolf whips around.
Where?
Excuse me. Timberwolf. Sorry, my apologies. The Timberwolf whips around. Was looking at the battlefield, but then whips around and jumps at what looks like the tree for a moment. But then you see it pull out this large spider creature from the tree, making it visible as it has it grappled in its grasp. Also, it grows its size. At the same time. Right. Restrained. No, grapple. That's it. Okay. So now you can see the spider if you want to attack it. The Timberwolf has pulled it out into view and is shaking it vigorously with it, with his head. It's clamped down in its jaw and is not letting go. The Dryad kind of giggles and looks around the battlefield. Now, Sarah, feeling like there's a flesh wall in front of her, tries to step out and looks at Farian and cast. What's that thing that y'all do?
Eldritch Blast?
Thank you, sir. As you see two bolts of green energy fly from her, and one of them missing entirely, and then the other one taking a critical strike. I rolled a 9 and a 20. So one misses entirely, and the other one smacks her, and breaking the rest of the armor off of her. So she no longer has any armor. And Farian hisses, says, "I will kill you. You will see. And then we will know your true nature as we investigate your entrails and find the truth."
Do you realize most of your power comes from the tree and it's already fighting on our behalf?
No. Her power doesn't come. Her power comes from some dark corruption. She seeks the power of the tree.
No. I'm trying to snap the megalomaniac out of this. So please.
You can't argue with crazy.
I'm aware.
Kellum, it is your turn.
Alright.
You are in sunlight, so you will have disadvantage.
So, says this my target is in sunlight.
What's your target?
I don't know yet.
Gotcha. So the only thing that really would not, so Grimp, the Farian is not in. She is in sunlight.
Mm-hmm.
And then this guy over here, he's in sunlight. Everybody else is not in sunlight. But you are standing in sunlight. I thought that was the condition.
Yeah, it's when you are in direct sunlight. Causes your disadvantage on perception.
When your target or whatever you're trying to perceive is not in sunlight.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, I got a question. Darkness. The spell says 15-foot radius. A creature with dark vision can't see through this darkness. Would that indicate I can't see through to the other end, but I can still see, like if I'm inside of it, I can see other creatures inside of the darkness?
No, you can't see. No one can see.
Unless you have like devil sight or something like that.
Unless you have double sight, true sight, or like blind fighting.
Blind fighting.
Okay.
Dark vision doesn't work. Because this is magical darkness, so you can't see in it, you can't see through it.
What was that, Banthor?
I see shade on the map. Is that like shade from the tree?
Correct.
Is that legitimate? All right.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, if you did get underneath the tree, you wouldn't be in the direct.
The hag from under the tree on the part of her that's in the shade.
Yeah, like you could get there.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Okay, well, put me back for a second.
All right.
Because I got to do something else first.
All right.
I'm going to use my last regular potion of healing.
Okay. Bonus action.
Yeah. Well, no, it says action.
Bonus action.
Bonus action. Okay.
He's saying.
Or you can use it. Or you can use an action if you'd like, but if
bonus
it's in your
action,
power,
you roll for it, right? Action, you get the full.
Oh, that is correct.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm wanting the full amount.
Okay, so the
yeah.
10. If you want the full 10, then you would, take an action to do that.
All right. I'll take an action to get the full 10. And then I will step over to here, and I will intentionally try to step onto these two guys. Just like I'm not going to, I'm completely ignoring any like swinging at me or anything they do. I'll try to actually just smash them with my feet and push them out of the way so I can get into this position.
Okay. So the one with the yellow dot is in the tree.
In the tree.
Has been hoisted up into the tree and is restrained there.
Mm-hmm.
So it can't really do anything. He may be able to reach out and hit you and stuff, but and then the other one, so you basically are bullying your way into that. Give me an athletics.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and he dropped his weapon, so if he
12.
Okay, with the 12 is good enough to be in the same place here with Grimp. He's it's not going to push him out of the way or anything.
Okay.
But since your size, you can. So if you try to do anything against him, even though since he's in your space, it's going to be difficult.
Did you? That was an athletics, right? Did you roll that with advantage? Because yeah.
Oh yeah, anything. Yeah, that's right. Strength based.
Anything strength based with an advantage. So.
You put the blacksmith.
I wish I could.
Yeah.
I'll stick with the first roll.
All right. Yeah. So you're going to have any disadvantage of dealing with him, but because he's in your space, kind of.
Yeah.
But anybody else, go ahead.
All right. Then I will. I'm going to target. I can't
Farian.
remember her actual name. The hag.
Yeah. There you go.
My bonus action with the shard dagger.
Okay. 9 is not going to make it.
Okay.
Did that give you inspiration for killing the?
No.
All right, so
I
you have
try
inspiration.
so hard to do unique
I know.
things and get inspiration. It just doesn't
Sorry. So for killing the alpha, you get a point of inspiration. You can use it now if you'd like, or
I mean, yeah, that's what I like to use it for, is to get rerolls.
Okay.
So we'll do that.
All right, 18. That definitely hits.
All right, and then piercing damage of 7 plus my enlarged of 1, so 8 damage total.
All right. When you strike her, she shrieks in pain, and you can see that where you struck her is bubbling.
Okay.
She had some kind of adverse reaction to the shard dagger.
Okay. I will also. Where is it? It's adverse reaction to the shard. Oh, I need to get more of this metal and make a sword. Where did it go? I'm sorry. There it is. Blooming Blade. Can that work on my?
That's an action.
It's an action. Yeah, that's right. So you wouldn't be able to use it now since you used the action for the potion.
Okay.
But you might not have known that the shard dagger if you would have used your action for your attack. I mean, eventually, but anyway.
Ranged weapon using spells. Okay. Yeah. All right. That's it.
And that was 8. Okay.
Yeah, 8 slashing damage.
Good. Alrighty.
And I will continue to have a smile on my face. You know, if you ever seen Expanse, it's I don't remember the guy's name, but it's his face when somebody finally punches him and gives him a reason to just.
Oh yeah, the Marine, the mercenary guy, the gun. Yeah, I forgot it. Yeah.
And I'm just.
Yeah, he's a character.
Amos. I love that.
All right. Yeah. Before Ashura goes, a canopy from the tree goes over this black area. So anything under this black area is now in shade.
Ah. Very nice.
So that came from the tree, basically vines and some of the limbs kind of form over this area and such.
I am invincible now.
You're a loony.
And I'm functionally invisible. Yay.
Yeah, because this is actually over the tree. You know, being in the tree, this is like over the tree and over the the whole that battleground area there. Okay, we have a few moments. Do we want to continue?
We can finish the round.
All right, Ashra, what you got?
All right, simple. Spiritual hand is going to smack the spot that was just stabbed.
Okay.
Just
Bart. Okay, I got you. Ooh, yeah, okay, that's a hit.
Just to add insult to injury, you know.
Okay.
So.
Pour some salt on the spiritual hand.
Really? That's 11 force damage.
Okay.
And then my action is going to firebolt the wood druid, the dryad things again.
Right, the one you hit already. Got it.
Mm-hmm. Just haven't forgot those things are still running around. So let's come on. Oh, there we go. 14.
14 hits.
All right, I'm just gonna roll a d10. 9
Ooh,
fire.
painful. Alrighty. It waves its arms wickedly. It has big claws, trying to scratch the fire off of it. You can tell that it has wounded this creature greatly. It staggers a little bit as it's trying to stand up and get all of this fire off of it that you've been throwing on it.
Nope, no can do. And once again, she's just looking, not even at the hag anymore, but like the rest of them, and she's like, "This is not worth it. Stand down. We can talk this out." I want more for intimidation now, because she's starting to she's starting to get a little pissed off.
We won't take that into effect on this turn, but we'll come when we get back to the top of the round, the next session. Remind me that you are intimidating, trying to sway the crowd, basically,
Right.
and then we'll have it then as a few other people put in their 2 cents along with that.
I'll make a note of it.
Yeah, go ahead and make a note, and that way you remember for us when we start back up. I'm gonna make a note here too, but coffee and all. Dog, eats my homework. Before you go, Nectra. Before you go, Nectra, the 2 tree ints come up to Kellum and attack you. Kellum? Okay, this one probably a hit. A 20, does it hit?
Yeah.
Okay, 20 hits? Okay. It's not a lot. Don't worry, it's only 2d12. I mean, I did say that.
That's a lot.
No, I'm just... Good night!
Good.
12 slashing damage.
I mean, yeah,
It's-
I'm down to 1 hit point now.
That's 2d6, and I rolled 2 6s. So,
Yeah.
oh, wait a second. You're +2. Sorry.
Plus two,
So 14 damage. It was 2d6 plus 2. So you took 14 damage. My apologies.
okay, so I need to take another 2 damage. I am down.
Okay. All right, Necra, your turn.
As I realize I'm falling, I will fall on top of the blacksmith.
Athletics with advantage.
Athletics with advantage. All right. 2 18s, so 24 on both.
2 24s. Okay. With the 2 24s, it's meant to be. So you fall on the blacksmith, and he yelps for help. Run, run, get it off of me! Get it off!
As
When
I
did
start to pass out, but the
Oh,
barn can hit you.
but the barn could hit. Oh, that's too funny.
Alright.
You're looking for that inspiration, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
My goodness. So he is. Oh, I can't get to him now. Pinned. I don't know what that would be. Restrained.
I think that's actually a set condition, yes.
Oh, okay. And Kella.
Restrained. Okay, pinned is not.
I'm just gonna put a big X on you right now, Kella.
Okay.
Remind us that you need to start making some death saving throws.
Oh,
Necra.
it's here in beyond D&D. It's got it up there
Oh,
for
yeah.
me already.
Oh, already? Okay, sweet.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so sidestep over that away. I would love to use one of my new spells, but unfortunately busy now.
$12.
On for yen.
Hold on. Don't. I had the AC for her armor. Okay.
Yeah, since her armor seems to have been destroyed.
Yep. All right. Okay. Meets it. Beats it. Yep. 8 points. No. Is that sneak? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if sneak attack's gonna do anything at this point.
What kind of weapon are you using?
Scimitar.
Okay.
Slashing.
Got it.
Normal slashing.
So let's see. And with the other hand.
Okay. 14 hit. Alrighty. And you've got the feat where you can pull both your weapons. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Dual wielder.
Alright, sweet. Anything else for you, Necro?
Dual wielder and two weapon fighting.
I know, right?
Let's see. Moved, swung. Don't have a reaction.
Okay.
At the moment.
The spider is going to try to get out of its grasp. And that's not going to happen. Alrighty. Banthor.
Am I able to? I have a potion on my belt. Am I able to use a bonus action to throw it?
Sure. You want to throw it on Kellum?
Yes.
Alright. Give me an unarmed strike.
Mm.
12. That's good enough. Especially since he's still large. Roll D8. Or the potion. Well, you know, if you roll that, that'll heal you. So I don't want to heal you.
What is
Right.
it? Health potion?
Yeah.
2d4 plus 2?
Oh, it's 2d4 plus 2. My apologies. You might get a better score than that. So roll 2d4. Or I can roll 2d4.
3d4 plus 2?
Yeah.
Correct. There you go. Kellum, you have 6 hit points.
Alright.
And you are, I guess, no longer incapacitated.
Yep.
You are prone, though, laying on Grimp.
I'll look up a little bit, maybe see, hopefully see Banthor recovering from having thrown, or returning to a stance from a throwing position. I'll just, I'll look at him with his big old smile face. The barn lives again.
I'm not looking on the switch bolt, but I just shake my head.
Oh, and D12.
You gotta use your witch bolt or you lose it.
Use it or
Right,
lose
so
it.
the bonus action for the potion, and then the action I'm going to activate Witch Bolt again.
Alright.
Well,
That's-
keep it going.
It's an automatic D12. So.
Okay, 4 points.
As long as you stay in range, you can just keep zapping.
Zap. Alrighty. So before Sarah, Greyhorn and Orist are fighting, and it seems Orist is getting the upper hand for the moment with their conflict. Over their heads, a couple of darts kind of fly and hit Farian, and she screams in pain. As Necker, you see little shards of metal sticking out of her back, and they seem to be bubbling and boiling the skin.
Maxie?
Maxie.
Good old Maxie.
Yeah.
Well, she knows exactly what happens when you touch this shit.
So she seems to have picked up a few slivers here and there, and is using them as darts. And Farian screams in pain as these darts hit her in the back. You don't hear anything from Max, but yeah, you're pretty sure that it was from her. NECA.
Yeah. You can't hear anything, but you can just feel.
You can just feel. You're like, oh.
You feel that confidence and.
Yeah, especially since you're standing right there. So you're like, oh, this looks like something Maxie would use. And she's the only other person, that
knows
probably,
about those shards. Yeah.
Yeah. And Sarah, a little disappointed that her Eldritch Blast didn't do as much damage as she thought it would do, because it hit the armor. She's not really recognizing the armor, maybe. Huffs in frustration and starts to move forward. If anybody wants to, they could use their reaction to stop her. Bantor and Osh,
Yeah, Ash is going to.
Okay.
She's going to reach her hand down and try to pull her back. Sarah, no.
Okay. So I'll have y'all both use your reaction for this turn. So you won't get your reaction until you come back. So I'm going to put this blue dot on you to show that you don't have a reaction. Try to remind us. Oh, Bantor doesn't have a face anymore. The faceless. She hesitates, because of both of y'all reaching out to stop her. And you notice that she has pulled. She pulled out the Chris dagger that was used against her father. She has pulled it out of the pouch. Oh, wait a second! You haven't taken it. Never mind. You've got it. Never mind. Oh, I was trying. See, this is when I was originally going to pull the dagger out. So that's why my head got stuck there. Sorry.
Fire one ready.
Yeah. Okay, so she can't do that. All right. And she's used. Then she's just going to have to Eldritch Blast because she doesn't have anything else right now. Oh well. I was gonna. Like I said, originally this is when she was gonna pull out the dagger, and my head was stuck on that. So my apologies.
You're good.
Oh, okay. Cool. Both of those hit. For a total of 9 damage. Yeah. All right. So both of her Eldritch Blasts strike out and hit. She says, I'm not sure if I'm the next leader, but I won't let you kill me that easily. And with that, we will stop right here.
Okay.
Any questions or comments or anything? Sorry, Ashura, for almost reaching into your bag and stealing the Chris dagger.
No, I mean that would have been more of a reaction of her stopping her, especially if she you can say that she tries to reach for the dagger as she's moving forward, and that's how Ashura grabs her arm, and it's like no.
Yeah. Anywho, let's see.
So yeah, no, that was good.
Yeah, the egg, the dryad. I'll just go ahead, say she's egg. She hasn't been participating much in this. She's mostly just been watching.
Just watching with a smile on her.
Yeah. She's kind of dazed in a way. Um, yeah, I'm not going to get into details. We'll talk about that later. So.
Right.
But
all right. We want to.
Did anybody notice what she called the tree?
Not really.
I did. You said it, and I forgot it.
I did, and now same.
She said, "My little John Doe."
Yeah, the John Doe. Because I was like, why did she say that?
I thought it was just the GM couldn't remember a name, so just go with John Doe.
No, yeah, that's what she actually. Huh? What's that, man?
That's what I thought too. That it was what was the name? John Doe. Yeah.
Right. No. Yeah. No, she actually calls him. Says the trees. She calls him my little John Doe.
Nice. Because at first I thought you were referring to something else and not the tree, and I was like, why'd you say John Doe? Okay. Looks like next game will be June 2nd.
Let me double.
Mm-hmm. That looks like.
Yep. May.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was looking at the wrong side. So, yeah, June 2nd.
Is that good for everyone, or? We're heading into summer, so.
I know I don't have my itinerary yet, but I know my son's going to be out of school, but the boss hasn't said anything, so I don't know.
I should be fine.
Yeah, I'm good. If anything comes up, just let us know. Message.
Of course, I did that one.
And it is rather ironic that the Hellish Rebuke it happened twice in this last week.
Yeah, Kellen's been trying. I do remember him. Like, oh, it didn't wound me. I can't do anything.
Yeah. It's like on the one hand, it's like, all right, good. I get all my HP still. And then on the other hand, it's like, I don't get to use this.
Yeah.
It's like it's there. I can taste it.
It's lovely to have, and you're like, I want to use it, but then I have to get hurt to use it.
Yeah. It's like, man. And then the session I started getting hurt and I can use it. I'm like, well, now I'm just down.
Yeah.
That's one of the drawbacks. Well, I get to use this, but also I'm down now.
I forgot to use the 2 witch bolts I had, or not witch bolts, but the 2 Eldritch Blasts beams. That first blast I did should have been 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I totally forgot you level up.
Yeah.
Well, no, our level up hasn't kicked in yet. So
I thought
his did. He took Warlock, so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, his is automatic. I forget about that. So yeah.
And then
here's the knowledge.
Yeah, and then Necra had been training beforehand. So she's already. Yeah.
I'm the one that just has to take the time.
Yeah, you've been training a little bit, so you don't have much time. But
yeah, I'm gonna have to take time on the next one because I'm gonna go fighter for my next one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, switching from Cavalier.
And reset.
On the episode.
The GM's burnt me on any kind of mounts.
I love it. I did my job.
Well, you didn't want to deal with the mount mechanics, did you?
No, it's not that. I was actually looking into them and, going, these are suck. We got to figure something better than this. So bringing in the Centaurs was actually part of that because they have a special rule on the Centaurs where when they charge at least 10 feet, they get extra damage on that charge attack and stuff. So, so part of them being in there was just like not just to try the mechanic, but to see, that was part of the research, for that mechanic of charging and lances and mounted combat and stuff like that. So, I think a big thing is I think that anybody, that you should have advantage, generally speaking, when you're attacking from a mounted position to an unmounted position. So,
Yeah, I guess
why would you ride a horse into battle outside of it? The horse taking up big space and knocking people around, but it gives you an advantage of being over them and stuff like that. So,
Higher.
height, kind of thing. So,
well, I'll probably pull you aside at some point before the next level up and discuss that with you. Because, I mean, on the one hand, I still kind of want to do the Cavalier because it's the only one that really aligns with the way my abilities are right now.
Your stats, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, if anything else I pick, I'm kind of like, it's not a right fit for my current stats.
I mean, there's always the option of riding Banthor.
Just gonna throw that out there. War bear. Now bear's a large creature.
And he's a smart mount too, so he can actually do things.
True.
Oh my gosh, the direwolf is large and it has pack tactics.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
There's certainly you could do the combo, depending.
I'm gonna deafen myself real quick and do the outro, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right. Thank you all for joining us in this session 16 of Into the Unknown. Make sure you come back on the 2nd of next month for the next session. We also have the next session of Fallout this coming Saturday, and tomorrow we're going to be doing some Fallout 76. My brother and I are going to be playing some co-op on 76. Dr. Reed, later, you have a good one as well. Appreciate you stopping by. We'll hopefully maybe see you tomorrow for some Fallout 76, and then we'll see everybody again on Saturday for the next session of Fallout Texas Rising. So until then, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time. Bye.